Hello again, this is another vignette for First Chalford guys. This week's meeting we are doing Innovate Stage 4 Skills Builder. Innovate is from the Express Myself theme, it's the dark pink one in case you're wondering. And we're going to do the activity from that called A Night on the Tiles, which is this one. And we are looking at tessellating and repeating things. First thing that it asks us to do is to have a look round the area that we're in and see if we can identify and locate any patterns. So I've had a look round the conservatory that I recorded these in, and we have some repeating blue tits on some fabric. And have some rather gorgeous stripy wrapping paper, some fabric. That's actually my World Scout Jamboree. More exciting wrapping paper. Oh, yes, the pattern on the Ranger's neckerchief. Some rather funky lime green fabric with stars. This is some guiding wrapping paper. Senior section scrapbook paper. Oh, and some post-it notes. Oh, no, nearly forgot. Also this, which from a, those of you that remember, we did Go For It back in the day, and this is the case that has that in. So the next part of the challenge is to see which of our repeating patterns contain tessellating shapes. Tessellating is where two shapes meet on all of their sides. So, for example, like these picture frames, they tessellate like that together. So we'll have a sort through these and work out which ones tessellate and which ones don't. Tessellating is kind of quite cool because it's really efficient use of space, and often in the case of things like footballs, because there's no gaps, it makes them stronger. Football is made of hexagons and pentagons, by the way, but they can build up to be really, really complicated, like our triangles, or like the tiles on the post-it note. In terms of other examples, I quite like Penrose tiling, which uses lots of different shapes, like that one or that one. In fact, all of these are very cool. You also see tessellation in the natural world. These are examples of the basalt columns at Giant's Causeway. You see how each of those joins together. So the next part of the challenge asks us to design our own wallpaper, floor tiles, wrapping paper, fabric print, using tessellating shapes and no white space between your gaps. Have a go. You can use the piece, if you're in First Chalford Guide, use the piece of white paper that was in your envelope this week and have a few minutes of fiddling about fitting different shapes together. You can draw them by hand using a ruler, or if you have some actual geometric shapes to hand like I have here, have a go with those. Here's some examples. So this one's like a brickwork pattern, reminding us that things that tessellate neatly don't have to tessellate evenly. And by not tessellating evenly, they're also stronger, like bricks or parquet flooring. Quite like this one, nice and simple. You see there's lots and lots in mosaic patterns. And I'm really very fond of this one, made up of hexagons and diamonds, and how they interlock rather beautifully and there's no white space. The same with this star over at the top corner. So now you've come up with your pattern you're going to use and fill the area that you've got, which in this case for us is going to be this sheet of paper, but for anybody else could be an A4 sheet of paper, corner of an envelope, anything you've got to hand really. Fill it with your pattern. And when you've done that, share the pattern with me, put it in the comments, or show it to us next week at Guides, depending on who you are when you're watching this, and come up with who's going to do the best tessellating pattern. Have a look at how difficult it is, how neat it is, and how many different shapes you could use in it.